Ahoy mateys, it's Manny. In my last video, I went over the benefits of eating food, including cooked food. So in this video, I'm going to go over actually how to cook the food. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you know when there's new videos. And if you're looking for someone to game with, you can find me and other players in the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. All right, there are two places you can actually cook food in Sea of Thieves, and the first one is the stove on your ship. So the sloop has it in the bottom deck, right next to they all have them right next to the food barrel. It's the sloop's right here. The brig stove is also on the bottom deck, right next to the food barrels, as I said earlier. Here it is here on the right-hand side. And the galleon stove is midship. Once again, right next to the food barrels, right here on the right-hand side, there's the food barrels. There is the stove. All right, the other place to cook food is campfires. And campfires right here can be found on most islands and outposts and stuff like that. So with a campfire, though, you need to actually set the fire up first. So you actually have to have wood and build the fire, place the wood on. Then you have to get your lantern out, hold it up, hold F, and light it. Now it's lit, I can actually cook just like I could on any old regular one. Just put the pork chop in there, right? Couple things about campfires is if you walk over the fire, you will catch fire yourself. So be careful around campfires. They are dangerous. And you'll also notice it is like a big billow of smoke. So that would let someone else know that you're here if they're coming around. You can put them out with a bucket of water. Get the water and you throw water on it. And then all you have to do is relight it. But smoke goes away. So keep that in mind that people can see that black smoke when you are cooking on an island or an outpost. So now for actually cooking the food. So cooking is the same for no matter if you're doing fish or meat or any of the higher ones such as Megalodon and stuff like that. It all is cooked the same way. The timing's different. So this is actually a trophy fish. I actually just fished it up. I was hoping to get a regular one because trophies take a little longer to cook, but we'll demo with this anyway. So what you do is you hold your fish in your hand and you actually just put it into the pan. So trophy fish is going to take about 90 seconds to cook. So it's going to be undercooked for until 80 seconds. And then 10 seconds later, it is going to be cooked. And then it will be burnt at 180. So basically burning is basically double the cook time. So you have some time once it's cooked. And you can tell that it's undercooked by kind of the white smoke right now. And it will become undercooked. And the fish will actually change a little bit of color. But it's going to be bit, so it's like 90 seconds, and we'll speed it up maybe a little bit for this and see how and see it go. All right, you can see the fish is actually changing color right now, so it's still undercooked right now. It's no longer raw, and we got to wait another 10 seconds, and then it will be actually fully cooked, and you'll actually see it'll become golden brown. You can actually see the smoke is actually getting a little higher and bigger. And there's the fish. So now it's actually perfectly cooked. Now we have another 90 seconds or so before it burns. So what we want to do is take it off now. We have perfectly cooked fish. That's all there is to cooking, boys. So whether it's, no matter what it is, it's kind of the same. It goes through a couple stages. It's raw, undercooked, and then cooked. And obviously the next stage is burnt, which we don't want to actually hit. All right, so cooking times for all the foods are fish take about 30 seconds to be undercooked. And then 40 seconds to actually be cooked. Double that, 80 to be burnt. Trophy fish, as I mentioned earlier, 80 seconds to be undercooked. Then 90 seconds to be fully cooked. And 180 to be burnt. Meat is 50 seconds to hit the undercooked point. 60 seconds to be cooked. And then 120 seconds to be burnt. Then you have the Kraken and Megalodon. They're 100 seconds to be undercooked. 120 to be cooked. So that's a difference there. It's 20 seconds instead of 10. And then to be burnt, it's 240 seconds. Now, any food item can be put on the stove, but fruits and bait cannot really be cooked. All it can be do is burnt. So if we throw an earthworm on the stove, it will cook, and after 10 seconds, it will be burnt. So there's no reason to ever cook earthworms, bait, or fruit. Although if you want, see, it's already burnt. If you want to cause mayhem on someone else's ship, you can always throw something in their cooking thing and they might forget about it and the ship burns down. Same thing can be done with fruit. And 10 seconds later, it will be a burnt banana. And there's the black smoke and it's burned. All right, so we're back on our ship. We're actually going to cook the food and we're actually going to burn this pork chop. We're going to let it burn too long. So we're looking at 60 seconds for it to be perfectly cooked. And then it's going to take another 60 seconds at a minute 20 where it is burnt. So for this piece of pork, it's going to be at 50 seconds. It should change color to like a light white or something like that, or a tan. And then another 10 seconds later, it will be perfectly cooked. And there it is. That's perfectly cooked piece of pork. We take it off. Food version cooked. And now what we're going to do is we're going to throw it back on there and let it burn for another 60 seconds. And it should be well burnt. So just to show you that you do have a quite a bit of time before the meat actually burns itself. So, you know, once it's perfectly cooked, you have about a minute to grab it off the skillet before it actually burns. There you have it. Burnt pork. At this point, you can see it's all burnt. You got to get it off there. And I'm going to show you what happens if you do not get it off there. There you go. Actually start a fire in the ship. So now we're on fire and we're burning. So it took about 5 minutes for this to happen. So keep that in mind, that if you leave something burning and you go exploring on an island, you can actually start burning your ship. Now it's spreading through the boat. Ironically, you get holes in it. And then this will actually put the fire out. But you have a hole now in the deck right there. In the hull. And your ship's going to sink. And just like that, one burnt pork chop can sink your boat. It does take a while, but it is dangerous to leave food unattended, in-game or at home. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please smash that subscribe button. You can also follow me up on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'd be happy to answer any questions live on stream. Till next time, pirates, happy sailing.